Saturday of the 22nd week in Ordinary Time Reflection. Love beyond the law. On the Sabbath, while Jesus was going through a cornfields, his disciples plucked and ate some ears of corn, rubbing them in their hands. My dear friends, so you have to know the background of it. So Sabbath, in Exodus 28:11, you read, Sabbath, by keeping it holy, not to do any work. And it has connection to Genesis 7th day, where God rested. And work, what was work? And what you should do and not do. So Pharisees and Sadducees, they had their do's and don'ts a list. So it was a controversial issue, what to do and what not to do. So same Sabbath, in Deuteronomy 5:12 to 15, it has a connection to the slaves in Egypt, because Egypt slaves can't no rest for them. They don't have a particular day as Sabbath, so they used to work even on the Sabbath day because they are slaves. They don't have any rights. So it has a background there. So Sabbath comes from the verb Sabbath, Shabbat, and which means to stop, resist, repose. So in this background, so the Lord, all what Lord wanted to have, the meaning of Sabbath is set apart. Kadosh, it's holy, it's holy day. So then, as a help, of course, they had lot of things in supporting the Sabbath, how to keep it holy. What happened? These people lost the point. They were so focused on the law, not the love. The purpose of the law. Law is not the end. It's a mean where you go to the end. So on the Sabbath day, so Pharisees were going. And while Jesus was going through the cornfields, his disciples plucked and ate. But some of the Pharisees said, why are you doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath? So their focus is not Jesus. Their focus is not themselves. Their focus is the other people, others. They have lost the purpose, my dear friends. Lost the focus. It's terrible. It's terrible. All the purpose is gone. But then Jesus kind of defended his disciples. But you have to understand, this is not the Mosaic law. He never condemned, he never broke the 10 commandments. Of course, there are a lot of things added in the law. Lot of things were added. So tradition became more important than the purpose of the law. So Jesus is not simply going against it, teaching them what exact truth behind that law. The law is for the people. People are not for the law. Again, I would say, it's not the 10 commandments. You cannot break it. It's a direct revelation of God. And then the Lord is saying, have you not read what David did when he was hungry? Of course, in 1 Samuel chapter 21 verse 1 to 6, we find the we find this incident. So he kind of defended the disciples, and those who were with him, how he entered the house of God and took and ate the bread of the presence, which is not lawful for any but priest to eat, and also gave it to those with him. My dear friends, so kind of he's defending his children like a father, like a beloved father. And the way he protected them is amazing, my dear friends. And so when it comes to that relationship, all the meaning, the exact meaning of Sabbath is to be with the Lord. How they are journeying with the Lord, and the Lord is with them. Joshama. And that's the exact meaning of that Sabbath. So the disciples were going with the Lord, my dear friends. So it's love, more than law. It's love. Of course, in Matthew, Gospel of Matthew, it is really very clearly said, they were hungry. Disciples were hungry. And also, my dear friends, they are not stealing it. You have to be careful in studying the text. His disciples plucked and ate some ears of corn, not stealing. In Deuteronomy 23 verse 25, it is clearly said, you can do that. You cannot use a sickle, but you can pluck and eat. So problem is the day they can pluck it, they can eat it, but then they can't rub it in their hands. That's grinding. That's not lawful. I mean, it's meaningless in that way. Jesus just broke it. He wanted to teach them what is exactly the meaning of it, meaning of that law. So God is here. Emmanuel is dwelling among us. Jesus is with them. And my dear friends, they are lost. They are simply lost in the law. And in today's gospel, in the first reading, beautifully St. Paul speaks to Corinthians. You have learned by me and Apollos not to go beyond what is written. Not that one of you may be puffed up in favor of one against another. So don't consider you as greater than the other. For who sees anything different in you? What do you have that you did not receive? If then you received it, why do you boast as if you did not receive it? It is given. Everything is given by God. God should be the focal point. That's exactly why Paul is very clearly tackling, because it's a rich city. Corinth, it was a harbor. It was a harbor, and it said money spoke more than their faith. So they were lost. And also they were influenced by Greek philosophy. Corinth. So Greeks, they focus on knowledge. And for them, manual labor, of course, done by the slaves. People who are of importance, they don't work. And also, to fight back is nobility. And also they despise the weak people. They were put to sea as a prey, my dear friends. So as a sacrifice for them to get blessings. Now, St. Paul is writing in that background. So he considers himself lower than them. Already you have become rich. Without us you have become kings. And you are kings. And would that you did reign, so that we might share the rule with you. For I think that God has exhibited us apostles as last of all, like men snatched to death, because we have become spectacles in the world, spectacles to the world, to angels and to men. We are fools for Christ's sake, but you are wise in Christ. We are weak, but you are strong. You are held in honor, but we are in disrepute. To the present hour we hunger and thirst. We are poorly dressed and buffeted and homeless. My dear friends, so he considers himself low because he loves the community. Love beyond law. And also, when we labor, work without our hands, when we receive, when revealed, we bless, when persecuted, we endure. That's all out of love. We have become and are still like scums of the world, to refuse of all things. I do not write these things to make you ashamed, but to admonish you as my beloved children. And he considers himself as a father, spiritual father. All that matters is love, not law. In law you can judge, but in love, you love till it hurts. Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.